Hey there, I just wanted to pop in real quick and tell you a little bit about preparing for the CVSA Operation Safe Driver Week next week. This starts on July 12th and goes through the 18th. And it's their week to promote safe driving with commercial vehicles, and they're going to be looking for a bunch of different violations out there. So be thinking about that for next week, and now's the time to prepare. So, what are they going to be looking for? They're going to be looking for unsafe driving violations, anything to do with speeding, not wearing a seatbelt, cell phones, following too close. And we're located in Florida, and one of the things that I've seen happen on the side of the road is they'll have a bunch of different highway patrol set up. One is a spotter up the road and they'll be looking for, a commercial driver is not wearing a seatbelt, or they'll look for one that's following too close, or they've got their cell phone in their hand. And then they call down to the other highway patrol and, they go, the red truck that's coming over the hill, was holding their cell phone, and you're going to get caught. Your driver will get caught for that violation. So the violations they're looking for is under the unsafe driving of your SMS CSA scores. So keep that in mind. They're going to look at other things if your driver gets caught. So think about that too, that they really need to be thinking about, what am I doing? What paperwork do I have on my vehicle, and that I have all the necessary documentation. If your driver gets caught, again, they're going to be asking for that documentation. And one of the things that we teach at Transport Safely to our drivers is having an organized notebook. And let me get you a copy here. So what I always say is, have a notebook. You got your truck, you got your medical card, you can put your driver's license, have a binder right here. And, this way you can have all of the documents in your truck or your bus in one place. And when they get pulled over on the side of the road, then they can, go through their documentation and all that. So keep that in mind when you are organizing your documents. The problem that happens on the side of the road, it's raining, it's hot, in the wintertime, it's snowing in some certain parts of the country. Um, the officer could not be in the greatest of moods, or you don't know what's going on. And the best way to survive a roadside inspection is to have that organized notebook. It should be in a binder. It should have that binder clip to put your medical card and your driver's license on it. It should have what most of our clients do is they put their documentation inside those sleep protectors, and then they take a Sharpie marker and they mark the pages. So it just makes it easier on the side of the road when an officer is saying, show me such and such document. You can just flip right over to that particular page and you can look at it. The table of contents, that's the key right there, is have your table of contents at the beginning of the notebook, have your pages numbered, and like at number uh 15, a copy of the blank accident report. If you get asked for that, then you just flip to page 15 and bam, it's there. Where the problem is when a driver goes, I think I have the ELD manual over here somewhere. Oh, I think I have the annual inspection over here somewhere. Oh, I have this over here somewhere. It and all that takes time, and it makes the officer frustrated, and it leads to more violations. So to survive that roadside inspection, the notebook, table of contents, numbered pages with the binder clip with license and medical card. One of the other things that happens is you get ready to start, a driver gets ready to start to go on a trip and they don't check their notebook. And that should be part of your pre-trip inspection is, get your notebook down, make sure you got your table of contents, make sure you have your license, your med card, make sure that you have your table of contents, make sure that you've got the right documentation for the vehicle that you're in and that it's complete. For the ELD stuff, make sure that you have the quick reference guide, make sure you have some blank grid paper, make sure you have the data transfer instructions, make sure you have a malfunction sheet. you know that's the easiest thing for them to ask for. Hey, do you have the malfunction instructions? No, violation. Do you have some blank grid paper? No, violation. You see where I'm saying is if you get caught on an unsafe driving for speeding, then you're on the side of the road, then they start looking at other things closely. Your one violation turns into 5 violations. So try to watch that. And for next week, watch construction zones. And it's just an easy place for law enforcement to be staked out waiting for a commercial vehicle, and there's really no tolerance. A commercial driver can be 1 mile over the speed limit and then bam, they get caught with a speeding violation. So think about that when your drivers are going into work zones that they need to slow down. If like in this example, if they have a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, then I would be in that zone at 50 miles an hour. Slow way down. The other problem is you driver will see that the zone is out on an interstate and it's 5 miles away from where the actual work is being done, but they're inside that construction zone. You still can get caught there. So even though it's wide open, there's no work going on, you're going, oh, wow, this is taking forever. Be aware that they could be staked out looking for you in those zones. And as a general practice, regardless if it's next week or this safety week going on, watch out for speed work zones because they look, a commercial vehicle is coming in to the where it bottlenecks till down to one lane. What happens? The four-wheelers, they are trying to jump ahead of it. I don't want to get stuck behind that big bus. I don't want to get stuck behind that big truck. And then you got this situation happening at the bottleneck where they're all jumping in front of you. And if you're going too fast and you have to hit the brakes or whatever and you hit somebody, then it's just going to make for a bad day for you. So think about that when you get into those work zones. Another thing to watch out for, bad weather. Right now it's the rainy season. I'm sure there's probably some snow up in the northern territory, but again, if you're in bad weather and you're following too close or something like that, that it's going to get you flagged to be pulled over. So back off, get over in the correct lane, slow it down, don't get right behind cars and if it's raining and you know just don't be in a habit with a large commercial vehicle, whether it's a bus, a truck, tractor trailer, van, whatever. Just don't get too close in bad weather because your stopping distance is a lot shorter. Heavy traffic. Now, you're going to be, let's say you're going around Atlanta, Georgia. If you're in heavy traffic, stop and go traffic, you may get a violation for following too close. And just sort of back off and give yourself some distance. There's a lot of other impatient drivers out there, and you just want to not put yourself in that position of, okay, I got a violation for following too close. So remember during next week and every week that you need to slow down, wear your seatbelt, check your notebook and your documents during your pre-trip, make sure you have everything, and then just be extra careful in bad weather, construction zones, and heavy traffic. The other thing I want to remind you of is, drivers, wear your seatbelt. and watch that cell phone. Under the unsafe driving is if you are caught holding that cell phone, and let's say you're texting while driving, you're going to get the violation for texting, you're going to get the violation for holding the cell phone, and then you're going to get a violation for inattentive driving. So that's 10 points for the texting, 10 points for the cell phone holding, and 5 points for the inattentive driving. So you're going to get a total violation count of 25 under the severity weight under the unsafe driving basic score for your company from that one incident. And then if you add following too close or speeding or anything else on there that you get caught on, it's just going to make it worse. And those are hard for a transportation company to overcome. You can't really fight them if you're caught with your holding the cell phone and they take your cell phone and they see that you were texting or calling at the time. You're going to get caught for that violation. There's also some big monetary fines you can get caught with. Certain states, I know in Georgia, if you get caught with a cell phone, you might go to jail over something like that. So be careful about having that device in your hand. Use your headset and just don't pick it up. I'll give you another little tip on cell phones. If you're in the inspection stations, you're rolling a weigh station or an inspection station and you're stopped and you're waiting your turn to go on the scale, don't pick up the cell phone. Don't look in. I heard that I had a text a few minutes ago because they'll spot you in line. You're going through line. You're not moving, but you pick up that cell phone. And I've had drivers of my clients that they get violations for cell phones. So keep that in mind. And for those of you who are managers of companies or transportation companies, safety directors, and you're looking for a great source for driver training and monthly driver safety meetings, please give us a look. Check out transportsafely.com. Give us a call, send us an email, and we have some great training programs for the drivers that talks about relevant information such as this week next week for the safe driving, and just like to see y'all give us a check out. Thanks.